are definitely connected. Some of you are true football players, but you chose to be connected in the system today. And I'm super excited to be on this platform, to be able to, 1 second, please. Let me see here. How do I show the camera? Let me just, okay. And I'm super excited to be connected with you all today in this platform, which is super, super a privilege and a honor to be connected with you all through this platform that has been so much of impact, of growth, of an opportunity to develop ourselves and to continue these conversations of success. And I'm just super honored. And I want to thank all of corporate and all of Organo for making this platform available for us, for all the leaders who every Sunday serve in this platform, impacting us and sharing their knowledge so that we can continue to grow. I just want to thank all of our corporate leaders, Mr. Paul Caldwell, Mr. Bernie Shua, Sheila Shua, who just had a baby, and we're so excited. Congratulations to the Shula family. Personally, I want to thank Ms. Blanca Saturas for just really, truly impacting us and serving with us. And she being a lady of a leader of example, a leader who has blessed us and who continues to show the way. For all the leaders, the Blue Diamonds, Mr. Dr. Bob and Mrs. Kelly Rakowski, the Nielsen family, all the leaders who every single week, we just saw Ricardo Benato be featured in Success for Home, all the leaders who continue to serve and pave the way, the new diamonds, Mr. Diane Solano, and so forth. Every single person who serves and continues to share the Organo story, every single distributor from Star Achiever, for the new person who joined, the new Sapphires, the Sapphires who have been here from the beginning or who just got started. Together, we're part of this ecosystem, and together, we're part of the next generation of success. So today, I want to talk about the fine art of following up. And the reason why I chose this topic is because we have the funnel, which is an amazing tool that Organo has invested, like Mr. Dr. Rakowski said, Organo invested in this platform to make it available for us, making it easier for us to build our list. And leads and new context is everything. It's the heartbeat of every business opportunity, from corporate, if you're in corporate America, or if you're in your own business like in Organo, you need leads. So that way you can follow up and you can really build your business. Without new contacts, new prospects, really you cannot build a business that is long-term, because businesses are based on customers, new customer acquisition, and new business owners. So that's why it's so important that we learn this fine art of following up. And the follow-up is in every single thing you do. And any kind of business that you do, you will need to learn this skill. And understanding the skill and building the skill will make your business successful in the long run. And so that's why this topic, based on what we've been learning, what we've been sharing, we need to really develop it and build that muscle, right? It's like a muscle and a memory that we have to exercise on a continuous basis. And it takes time to build it, but it's such a great skill that if you learn it, you master it, and you're able to duplicate it within your team, then guess what? Your business is going to continue to grow over and over again. And that's cyclical. And like Mr. Rakowski said in a couple calls, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, he was mentioning, or the beginning of the year, he was mentioning that businesses are cyclical, but how do you get out of that business when it stops growing? Like if your business is stagnant, how do you grow again? Putting new blood in. And how do you put new blood in? Creating new customers, creating new business partners. And how do you do that? Through prospecting, through building the new contacts and the funnel. It's bringing us, the technology is working for us to bring the follow-up, but we need to be the masters of that dimension, that connection, that human connection that is brought through the follow-up, right? Because even though technology is working with us, we still need to add that component that is going to make the difference. And that's why this topic, I think, is one of the biggest skills that has made a difference in our business, and that it continues to make a difference, and it will continue to make a difference in all of our businesses. So understanding that the fortune is in the follow-up is everything. Today is February 2nd, which is 2020. 020202 2020. It's vision. It's about visualizing, understanding, and conceptualizing that the fortune is in the follow-up. You can sow a lot, right? You can give a lot of samples, or you can build your funnel with a lot of contacts, but if you don't follow up correctly, if you don't discipline yourself in that aspect, guess what? You're going to miss opportunities, right? So everything is in the follow-up. And I want to just remind us of this beautiful parable, that it's biblical, but it's also not only, it extends beyond the conceptual one source of the story. It's not to just explain one component, but it's something that is found in many different stories, and is the parable of the sower. And this is from a children's book, but I found it really interesting, because sometimes you have talents, and you have, you're giving talents, you're giving an opportunity, you're giving a blessing, which Organo has been for so many of us, but we stop sharing that blessing with a lot of people because we stop. We feel like it's better just to keep it to our family. And let's expand our mindset that how many people we can impact or benefit or bless through this wonderful product that we have in our hands, which is either, be it Travala, be it BU, be it our OGX, or be it our products or beverages, whatever you choose, it is a blessing. And if you have your own testimony, you know how powerful it is. But what if someone hadn't shared it with you? How would your life be different today? How much have you grown? How much has your health been impacted? How much your lifestyle has been impacted? How much of your overall well-being would have been impacted if someone had not shared it with you? So we see that the first servant, he multiplied it, right? He multiplied it. He gave it to 5. He had 5 blessings given to him, and 5 talents, and he multiplied it to 10. Another one got 2, and he multiplied by 2. That's perfect. But the other one, he just put it away. He's like, you know what? This was given to me. I'm going to keep it for myself. I don't want to give it to anyone else. And then that person was considered lazy. It was considered lazy. It was considered unproductive, right? And that can be us. We can be considered lazy, or we can be intimidated by fear or afraid of failure, and we put our talents and we put our blessings away. But my question to you is, what if someone had not contacted you? What would have happened? How would your life be? But what if you contact someone and you impact their lives the way your life was impacted, and you become that person who multiplies, and that instead of 5, you're 10? And how many people's lives would you change through that blessing that comes in a cup, comes in a travel opportunity, it comes in the BU, it comes in whatever feature you want to give, right? So then before you start sharing with everyone, you need to know the why. And I think this is the most important thing. The why is what's going to drive you when you don't want to do that activity, because a lot of us really don't want to put ourselves in that place of vulnerability, which comes along with prospecting and following up, right? It's really the unknown of who are you going to be connecting with, right? But if you know your why, you're going to be driven to go beyond the fear. You're going to go beyond the barriers that is going to allow you to be successful. That's why it's so important that you constantly revisit your why, because even if you're a veteran, if you've been in Organo for 10 years, in my case, I've been in Organo since 2011, it's going to be 9 years, right? In March, I have to go back to the why continuously, because sometimes you lose motivation, sometimes you're comfortable, sometimes you get distracted with life, sometimes you're like, oh, well, I don't want to do this, things change, but you go back to the why, you continue to revisit your why, and that's going to drive you to be more and more successful, and it's going to drive you to really get out of your comfort zone and go back to sowing and to multiplying your talents, your blessings with other people. That's why we see individuals like the Racosco family, they continue to invest in themselves, they continue to go the extra mile because they have a big why. right? They have a big why. We have people like Miss Blanca Saturas, our ambassador. She has a big why. So that's why she doesn't stop. No matter what happens, she continues to reinvent herself, to transform herself, and to continue to build with new people because she knows her why. And that's why most successful people, they know their why. They outwork anyone, right? They know that when the key to success is working while everyone is tranquil, investing in their mind, going to do what scares them because they know that the rewards will come, right? So when you're going to follow up, you're going to be feared. You're going to be like, well, don't do it later. You have time. And you're going to have all these voices telling you not to confront your fears. But if you look at your whys and you say, you know what, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to be a person of congruency. I'm going to be a person of discipline. Then you will start to see the results, and you're going to start to see the growth in yourself and in your business. But it all starts with that why. So when the voices of do it later, let's be lazy, let's be lackadaisical, let's put it back to procrastination, right? All those habits that are not productive, that are not of successful people, try to creep in. You say, no, I have a big why. I'm going to go take action and be that person of action, right? So, and then we have to correct our mentality. We have to have a mentality, a winner mentality. That winner mentality is one that has a growth, that understands that failure is an opportunity to grow. It's challenges help me grow. I'm going to continue growing. I like to try new things. I'm going to be open-minded to this funnel. I know it's complicated maybe because I never used it, but I'm going to be open to being successful. I'm going to be flexible with the change. Adversity comes, but I'm going to overcome it. Growth knows that there's a period that you have to grow, and the growth is done with no one's watching you. But if you're fixed up, you have a fixed mentality, you're going to be like, I'm frustrated, I'm going to give up. Failure limits my abilities. I can't do it. There's a lot of challenges. This is too difficult. If you have a fixed mindset, you're going to give up easily. But if you have a growth mindset, guess what? You're going to push yourself to go to another level. You're going to definitely, basically you need to you're going to give yourself that ability to push forward, to push over and keep going. Okay. How do you develop your mindset? Creating effective habits that lead to success. By what? Reading, feeding the mind. Audios. Continue to listen to correct information that build your faith, that build your skill, right? All the time. It's so important. Like last week we saw the book recommendation, right? You have to constantly be reading, feeding your mind the right thoughts, because the battle is in the mind, right? So following up is not something that comes natural. It's built with time. So that's why you have to build your mindset to say, you know what? I am going to get better at this. This doesn't happen overnight. Now, association. Who do you speak to on a daily basis? Who do you speak with on a daily basis? Are those people who edify your life, who are speaking life, or are they always focusing on the problem? Or are they saying, don't do it, give up? You're the average of the 5 people you spend time with, 5 people you talk to on a regular basis, the audios you're reading, and the audios you're listening to, and the books you're reading. And that's why it's so important to stay connected to the system, to these conversations of success, so that you can be hearing the new stories, so that can inspire you to take action, so it can inspire you to follow up, right? That's so important, because basically all of it is part of it. It's part of our success. Now, action. Put into practice your knowledge, because there's no better experience than action itself, right? You can read all about it, you can study all about it, but if you don't take action, you're going to be a theory walking board. Oh, this works because of this. But if you take action, you can speak with authority. And when someone says no for the first time, you know what? You build your character, you build your resilience, and then you keep going, right? So it's important that you develop your growth mindset, and you know that you have to be reading the correct audios, you have to be listening to the correct information, you have to be associating with the right people, you have to be connected every week, because even if you feel like you know it, you know what? You may not know something that they share, which is different. right? And listening to the information is always what's going to keep you inspired. And then you take action, and then you are equipped to become the leader that you're meant to be, and then you could duplicate with other people, right? So then we need to understand that follow-up is about building rapport, listening to other people, creating curiosity, and having fun, right? So once you have that mindset, and now you're going to go into the action of building with other people, you need to ask questions, show empathy, find common ground, what connects you, right? First of all, let's start from the beginning. You ask and use your name. People love to know their name. Even if you're texting, say, hey, Odile, hey, Christian, hey, Michael, hey, Blanca, hey, Bob, hey, Casey, how are you? And then ask them questions and listen to them. Listen, ask the question, show connections. Say, oh, you know what? You can share your testimonies, right? Depending on what they want to hear. Show empathy, show that you relate, show commonality. Follow the lead, right? And be genuine, be sincere. Just don't try to follow up because you want to get a customer, you want to get an owner, because you want to get a new customer, or you want to get a new distributor, or you want to get a new business, or you want to get someone who's going to be a new owner of their own business. No, that's not what it's all about. It's about building something that you really care about, because people can read you. Right? Someone who's going to love your coffee, they're going to build a business with you, not because the coffee is amazing, because it is, but also because they like you and because they feel that you really truly care about them. So when you're interacting, even if it's via the phone or even if it's in person, show people that you really care, because people aren't going to forget what you say. They're going to forget what you did, but they're never going to forget how you made them feel. And by you asking them questions and listening and remembering, they're going to say, wow, that person did care about me, right? They're offering something that I need, that I want, right? So, and I think that's important, especially because we have so many different offers that we can give. We can give the travel, we can give the beauty care products, we can give the coffee. What are they looking for? Is it someone who just wants the products, or is it someone who's looking for an opportunity to change their lives? Those are important questions, and it's up to you to know, to be able to identify the difference, right? Now, you have to create, we heard it last week, you have to create your own scorecard. What does that look like? It's your own business. You need to know, you need to be accountable to yourself, and if you need someone to keep you on track, speak to your upline. But you need to know how many people you're going to prospect on a weekly and a daily basis. How many follow-ups are you going to do on a weekly and a daily basis? How many mixers are you going to have on a weekly and a daily basis? How many new customers and business partners do you want on a weekly or a monthly basis? That's fundamental to knowing that, and write it out. I have an Excel spreadsheet, and I work myself based on that, how many I want per day, because that's going to be your success. And there's a law of averages in any sports. Right now, the football is going on, the Super Bowl is going on, and guess what? It's how many shots you take. That's what's going to determine your success. If you stand back and you don't do it, guess what? You're not going to have an average. You're going to have an average of 0. But the more shots you take, the more average, and you find your average, then you say, you know what? I have to take more shots. Then I have to prospect more. Then I have to follow up more, because there's a law of averages. The more you shoot, the better chances you have of winning the game. And that winning game, that if you win or lose, is up to you and how many shots you take, right? So it's so important that we know that, and we have our scorecard, and we evaluate ourselves, because no one is going to do it for us. Our success is part of the ecosystem, but our individual success is determined by our actions and what we believe can happen. And if you're not able to do it by yourself, you know what? Work with your upline. Say, you know what? I need accountability. I need your help. We can't do it alone, because if you do it by yourself, you're going to get discouraged and you're going to want to give up, right? So one of the things to do, and Mr. Paul Caldwell mentioned it this week, you have KPIs, which is key performance indicators. Your financial, your customer, how's your internal processes, how are you prospecting, how are you following up, and your organizational capacity, how are you treating your business. You have financial performance, like what are the results that are you having, your customer satisfaction. I know that they have a survey in the funnel. Your knowledge innovation, that's more for organo. Your return on investment, how much are you investing in the business, right? And how much results are you having financially? And then your new product lead time, this is more nothing to do with us, but you need to know how many of your products are being demanded, and then how's your retention. And you can switch the word employee retention by customer retention and distributor, or distributor retention. Now, how do you do this? Well, you need to know your prospect, how healthy, and there's a book that I really want to recommend, and I read it at the beginning when I started my career in network marketing, is that you need to know that to build how to build a network marketing machine. You need to know that your funnel, if it's replenished consistently, your business is going to keep growing. And you need to build your list constantly by meeting new people through social media and the funnel, which is basically a tool given to us, which makes everything that much easier. And you need to identify who can be a potential, who is a contact, who is a lead for what, right? And then you have to classify them through which channel you want to go with them. Is it an opportunity or is it a product-based person? And then you create that client, build that rapport. And I know that I think Miss Casey Nielsen shared it with us in the I'm not sure if it was in one of the calls, but she was saying how there was a distributor that she had as a customer for many years. And then she was like, you know what? It's time for me to do the business. So if someone becomes a customer, they can become a business partner eventually, if you keep them nurtured, if you keep following up, sharing the information, sharing the blogs, keeping them informed of all the new changes in Organo. But that relationship maintenance is up to you, right? And that's what we need to nurture. We need to nurture our clients, our owners. I mean, I keep saying owners because I mean distributors. We need to keep nurturing that relationship so that it keeps growing. And then before you follow up, it's important that you do a standing up in excitement. It's very different. Let me just do it here. If I'm standing up and I'm like, let's go, I'm energized and I'm feeling great. And I'm like, wow, I'm going to call someone. I'm super excited because my business is going to grow. Then if I talk and I'm like, well, and this depends because we all have different personalities, but you need to make sure that you bring out the best of you when you're giving that follow-up call or when you're doing that text, that you're thinking positive, that you're thinking the right things, and that you're showing enthusiasm for the guests. And I think that Dr. Bob was calling it competitive advantage that we have in Organo, that you believe in that competitive advantage. And if you have lost or you believe in the competitive advantage, you know what? Fall in love with it again. Believe it again. Believe that it's possible, that you have something that is very valuable, that we're bringing the treasures of the world to the people to the people around the world, right? That you believe that with all your heart. Read something positive. I have things that I write. I know what plans I have. I make little notes and I write down what I want to do every day, because to me, it's important that we lead by example, that we are serving others who want to be impacted with this opportunity. Listen to an audio, put up whatever you believe. If you want to put a positive music, or you want to put self-development, or if you want to listen to Jim Rohn, if you want to listen to Tony Robbins, if you want to listen to whoever you feel that inspires you. I look at Oprah, whoever you feel that has a story that inspires you, listen to that before, and then remind yourself of your why, and then take action. Or you can talk to your upline, talk to Ms. Blanca Satores. Every time I talk to her, I get really, 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 really excited. You know why? Because I feel that, you know what, it's something great. It's something awesome. Now, what do I do with that? Remember, the gold is in the follow-up. I remember that. I'm like, wow, I can impact someone's life with this, right? Now, when following up, when calling, always refresh them of who you are. So you can say, hi, Christina, this is Odile following up on behalf of Organo. How are you today? Or this is Odile, the person who gave you the coffee. How are you today? Or I can say, hey, this is Odile that, I see that you had an interest in our travel opportunities. And if you're on the phone, let them know that you're not going to take forever, because most people, they're like, you know what, I don't have a lot of time. But you say, you know what, I'm going to be very brief, and I'm just giving you a follow-up call to get your response or to get your feedback on what you tried, right? And how do you follow up? And I'm going to read this. I know that this is a little bit long, but I'm going to read this because this is how I did it, and I do it, right? So ask the two questions: how they like the taste, and how did it make the product make them feel. And you could proceed to explain it. Like, for instance, if I'm sharing the product, say, you know why? The reason why you like this is because it has a component that has Ganoderma. And actually, you can Google it, Ganoderma, 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 and you can do some research and you can see the power behind it. The majority of the people they're gonna be like, I love it. This is great. I love the coffee. It was so delicious. The tea was phenomenal. And you say, wow, the majority of people love it too. And then you say, you know what? Let me ask you a question based on the fact that you liked it and it made you feel good. Are you interested in getting retail, wholesale, or free? And then you say, if they say they say free, explain the connoisseur program, basically become a customer. If they say, you know what, I want to get a retail, invite them to STP, sharing the mixer, and then ask for 5 referrals and book your CJM or your mixer with 5 people. Based on the fact that you liked it and it made you feel good, will you be? This is the second way. The second way is if they want to get a wholesale, retail, free, then you know that they want to become a customer. And then if they say yes and say, you know what, in fact that the fact that you liked it and it made you feel good, are you interested in learning how you can get paid for recommending it or consuming it? And if they say yes, then go ahead and proceed to booking a mixer, right? So it's so simple. It's so simple, but you need to follow up, ask the questions, and listen. Did they love it? Oh, yes, they loved it. Well, would you be interested in learning how you can get paid for recommending it or consuming it yourself? And there, don't start talking about it. Don't extend yourself. Say, fantastic. Let's set up a call, or let's set up a Zoom call, or let me invite you to a showcase or a mixer. And always gives the option, which is better for you, Monday or Tuesday, morning or afternoon, and always stay in control. What does that mean? That don't be nervous. Just offer them options and say, you know what, I don't want to do the business. Okay, fantastic. If they said, I'm not interested in this way, I'm not interested in making any money. Okay, that's fantastic. That's great. I really appreciate the fact that you tried it. Do you consider consuming it? Oh yeah, I do want to consume it. Fantastic. So let me talk to you about our customer program. Okay. And if they say, you know what, I don't want to consume it. Well, if you give me 5 to 10 referrals, I will give you a free box. Fantastic. If they say, well, I love the lotion, I love the cleanser, it was so fantastic. Well, if you host a mixer with 5 people in your house, I will give you a free sample kit. Simple. We have the sample kits available for Valentine's Day, where you get a free cleanser. Use that free cleanser as a gift for those who host a CJM or a mixer for you. Invest in your business. Do it. Lead the way, right? Invest in your business. And if you are doing it in a funnel, just ask the questions and listen. Now, be persistent with the process. Please know it takes 3 to 4 exposure before people make a decision. And how do you do this? First, I love this process because it's important. It's about a law of averages, the law of baseball, and any sports you watch is the same. First, you contact them. You either via the funnel or via a referral or via someone you met outside or networking. Then you're going to show the plan and after you collect a decision, you're going to ask them, do you want to be a customer or do you want to be a business person? Then you check them to show them the plan, right? Or share the information, and you edify your expert, validate the stories that you've heard, all the different stories. In Asia, they're doing so great. In Mexico, they're doing phenomenal with all the stories. And then you build a third-party expert, and then you promote, that you connect a 3-way call, you edify, you know what, I want to connect you with that person that I told you about. And that person is going to take them to an event, either locally or, like a local event could be the event that we're coming up, a corporate event. And you keep doing this process over and over and over again. If someone says no, take it as an on. Ask for referrals. Say, you know what? Ask questions and listen. Make it a conversation. And don't take it personal. I really recommend you listen to the book, The 4 Agreements, by Miguel Ruiz. It's very, very, very powerful, so that you don't internalize anything. And just keep bam-famming. It's an old term in the industry. Book a meeting from a meeting. It's done in everything. Even if you go to the dentist, when you leave there, they ask you, when are you coming back? It's everywhere you go. There's always a bam-famming. But you have to take this as a business opportunity, and you have to take it serious that this is your business, that this is your opportunity, and that you're in charge of it. Now, stay connected with your actions, duplicate it, have fun. Have fun. Stay connected. Stay connected to the funnel. Stay connected to the system. Stay connected to the people in your team. Who are they meeting? If you have a team of more than 1, 2 people, you have a team. Follow up with them. How are they doing? Can you serve them? Can you help them with anyone? And then you keep leading the way, because your example is what's going to inspire other people to take action. And then you duplicate and you duplicate. You duplicate by doing what you've done from the beginning. Share the product, share the opportunity, share everything you have, show the plan, edify, connect them to your upline, and you keep doing the same thing. It's in the same, in any industry you're in any business, you're going to have contacts, you're going to have to call them, you're going to have to collect a decision and take them to the next process. It's always like that. But sometimes we get in the way because we think that it's not, this is something complicated, but it's not. You're just collecting a decision. And then have fun. Don't make it about signing someone up or getting a customer. Just take it as you're sowing. You're sharing this opportunity with someone else. You are born for greatness, and you have to remember that. You have to remember that you can do this, but you have to remember to, when you're doing this, just build relationships, form family, what is the occupation, what do they like to recreate, and the message that you're going to deliver. You have to identify that. Identify their need, identify what you have to offer, and understand your competitive advantage over anything else, and you can have great success. And I want to recommend the book, The Follow-Up Formula, How to Get Everything You Want by Doing What Nobody Else Does. Follow-up is doing what you said you're going to do even when you don't want to do it. You have to get comfortable with the follow-up. Those who are going to win the challenges that they have right now in the funnel and the challenges, all the incentives that they have, are those people who are going to master the skill of following up. If someone hits like in your picture, say, hey, how are you? Did you like the message? Oh, I loved it. Fantastic. What did you like? Ask. The quality of questions you ask is what's going to determine your success. But you have to be ready to listen and then to take action. And understand that every day you're getting better. Every day you're building, you're getting better. Every day you are becoming a better builder than yesterday. But following up is a skill that you have to exercise on a daily basis. It's something that you have to continue to do. Even if you've been in Organo for 9 years, 10 years, 6 years, 1 year, 3 years, guess what? You are just getting started. Every day is new, but the opportunity to grow is in your hands. And the skill of prospecting, building relationships, following up, and taking it seriously, but not too seriously. You have to have fun. You have to have fun in the process. Just get to know people. And if you're not a people person, you know what? Technology makes it easier because you don't have to be in person with a person, right? You don't have to be one-on-one, but you can do it through the computer. But you know what? Even if you're not a people person, you can become that person you're meant to be. And I want to share something with you. I want to share something with you right now. Let me just see here. Okay. I want to share with you a book that really helped me. That really helped me understand this process of building correctly. And I want to share it with you because understanding this book really changed everything. And you're like, why is she showing me this now? Well, I want to share this with you because I think that if you build the greatness in you and you, that I closed it by mistake. If you really understand this, if you really understand that the fine art of following up is with the skill of building relationships, And one of the best books I read, and I really want to recommend it, if you're in this art of following up, is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Because how you influence others is by you really connecting with them and influencing yourself. And I really recommend, as you can see, I have highlighted it. I studied it back and left because it's really changed. It was a game changer into me to build those relationships that really have made a difference in the business. So I really want to recommend that you get this book, because the art of building and connecting with others is going to make a difference in your business. Caring about people and being able to influence within your own sphere. Right? And following up it's about making new friends. And if you think about it that way, guess what? It's going to be easier. Another book I want to recommend is The Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. Why? Because this is going to help you have that mindset shift from fixed mentality to growth mentality. And this book has really helped me understand that rich people believe I create my life, and poor people believe life happens to me. And this is so important, because if you believe that you create your life, you understand that following up is part of being successful. So if you let your fears and your shyness and all the excuses that we give ourselves, we're going to stop, and we're not going to build and be the person that we're meant to be and impact so many people's lives like the way we should be impacting, because all of us were created for a purpose. And for us, that purpose, chasing that purpose, is what gives us fulfillment. And lastly but not least, one of my other favorite books is 25 Ways to Win with People. Why am I sharing these 3 books, right? Because first, you have to have the right mindset. You have to learn how to influence and make new friends. And lastly, it's leading others, is having the intentions, building that reputation, that you follow up, that you fulfill your word and you keep your promise of doing what you say you're going to do, creating your own story, and giving with no strings attached. Giving because you know that it's better to give than to receive, than to hide your talents. And also then you can build other people's up. You can empower others in your teams to also become the greatest builder ever. And I think if we really become people of people, and we really fall in love with what we have, and we really take advantage of our competitive advantage, we can be unstoppable. And I really believe this with all my heart. I think Organo has created so many beautiful platforms. And I think that we have it in our hands to make a difference. And I know there's some questions that How to Win Friends and Influence People is Dale Carnegie. The 25 Ways to Win with People is John Maxwell, highly recommended. And Secrets of a Millionaire Mind is T. Harv Eker. It's Harv Eker, Eker. And the Miguel Ruiz is the 4 Agreements. Those books is important because following up is about building with people, and we have to give this art of connecting with people. Even if we're connecting through social media or technology, it's still about people, and people are going to know you, and they're going to remember you because you stand out, because you make a difference, and you stand out because you're going the extra mile. And if you do that, even if it's through technology, they're going to say, you know what? That person was different. That person was special. That made me feel like it mattered. So with that, I want to encourage all of us to really seize the day, to take advantage of this great opportunity that we have in our hands, this blessing of the funnel that is bringing the contact to us, but that we take it upon ourselves to give it the character that it deserves, the importance, the value that it has, and say, you know what? I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to do this to another level. I'm going to be consistent. Even if I get 100 no's, I know that one more person can say yes. And you get that attitude, that winning attitude. Don't focus on what you lost. Focus on what you can get and how many people like yourself can be impacted. And if that's our mindset, wow, the stories we're going to have are going to be phenomenal. And I think your story is going to be phenomenal. And I believe it because Organo has created great stories, but the greatest stories have yet to be created. And yours is one of those stories. So with that, I thank you for being connected. I know that you could be doing something else, but you chose to invest in yourself. And I hope that this nuggets of success that have been passed on to me, that we really take it and we run with it, and that you master it and you take it to another level, because someone's waiting for you to knock on their door and say, you know what, I have an amazing blessing to share with you. So with that, thank you, OG family. Thank you for being connected on success, on this conversation on success. I hope you have an amazing week, an amazing month. It's the first week of February, and you have an amazing year. With that, thank you so much. Thank you for being connected. Remember, it's easy, as simple as organo. Have a blessed day, everyone. Take care.